Next one, Nimisha Raja. So the plant-based treat regarding the plant treated initiative.
Good morning, Mayor, members of council, staff, and guests. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. I'm Nimisha Raja, volunteer coordinator with the Plant Based Treaty, and I'm joined by my fellow volunteers and Marta from Climate Action Richmond Hill. We're here today to ask council to support the Plant Based Treaty by voting in favor of the motion that will be tabled by Councillor Thompson later during this meeting. We know the city has already taken important steps towards addressing the climate crisis. We appreciate Richmond Hill's forward-thinking approach in dealing with climate change. We already have so much in common. We're aligned with several of Richmond Hill's stated sustainability goals, such as Richmond Hill's local food initiatives, the city's commitment to reducing greenhouse gas emissions to net zero by 2050, and its environment strategy that prioritizes food security and urban forest expansion. As you know, we've been working with your sustainability staff, Ruth Rendon, Miles O'Brien, who've been absolutely fantastic to work with. In fighting climate change, our food system as a contributor often gets overlooked. Even if we stopped burning fossil fuels tomorrow, we would still not be able to solve the climate crisis unless we also address the damage caused by animal agriculture. This is because raising animals for food is a leading driver of greenhouse gas emissions, deforestation, water shortages, and biodiversity loss. The good news is each and every one of us can be a part of the solution. 3 times a day, when we sit down for a meal, each resident of Richmond Hill can make a direct impact by choosing more plant-based meals that will help our climate, protect our health, and create a more sustainable community for our children and grandchildren. And this is where Plant-Based Treaty can help. Let me take the next few slides to introduce who we are, what we do, and how City of Richmond Hill can partner with us to reach our mutual sustainability goals. Next slide, please. Oh, thank you. To promote a shift, our mission is to promote a shift towards a just plant-based food system that would enable us to live safely within our planetary boundaries and reforest the earth. Our vision is a global plant-based treaty attached to the Paris Agreement and best practices in plant-based food policy implemented by cities and other institutions. To date, we've had 3 Richmond Hill councillors personally endorse the plant-based treaty and hope that once you become more familiar with our organization, you will too. So far, 51 cities, towns, and regions have endorsed the plant-based treaty around the world that include Amsterdam, Edinburgh, and Los Angeles. By supporting the plant-based treaty, Richmond Hill would be joining a global movement of cities that are committing to healthier and climate-friendly food systems, including the GTA municipalities of Brampton, Caledon, and most recently, Mississauga. This is not only just about emissions cuts, it's about local benefits. This would include better health outcomes and less strain on our healthcare resources, affordable, nutritious food choices for families, more resilient local food systems, and economic opportunity for plant-based businesses and innovation. We would be thrilled to have City of Richmond Hill as the first municipality in York Region to lead the way towards a more sustainable food system. Richmond Hill has already shown this leadership by hosting the Sustainability Speaker Series events, Councillor Thompson's EcoFest, and partnering with organizations such as the United Nations University Institute for Water, Environment and Health, York Region Food Network, Climate Action Richmond Hill, and LEAF. Partnering with Plant-Based Treaty just enhances those relationships, as we are aligned with many of these organizations' goals as well. Our Plant-Based Treaty team has tabled at several Richmond Hill events, including the Mayor's Maple Syrup Festival and EcoFest, where we received many endorsements from Richmond Hill residents. By supporting the Plant-Based Treaty, you will allow us non-binding permission to partner with Richmond Hill and give city staff assurance that they have council's backing in participating with us in education opportunities, film screenings, cooking demos, and other such activities that would support environmental stewardship. We're excited and ready to work with you. We have developed resources that can assist you in customizing initiatives for Richmond Hill that support your environmental goals. Thank you once again for giving us this opportunity to speak and present. And I'm happy to take any questions if there are any.
Thank you so much. Motion for the other business. Motion from Councillor Thompson. So, Councillor, you want to move this motion first? Have a speech? Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. I will be moving the motion, but with a slight amendment. I'm going to ask the clerk to actually bring that up on screen. So in the original motion, I had 4 action items, of which the first action item seemed to be causing some confusion with what the intent of the motion was about. So a number of people have reached out to me and they're kind of looking at it as being attacked on the entire livestock sector, which was not the intention of this motion. So just to be clear, this is not an anti-meat motion. This motion is simply to promote awareness about dietary choices, which can help reduce emissions over time. So the motion recognizes how the various food systems can play a significant role in global greenhouse gas emissions. In fact, 1/3 of the greenhouse gas emissions actually come from our food systems. So what research has shown is that the climate impact of plant-based foods can be anywhere between 10 to 50 times less than those of the animal-based foods. That said, I do want to acknowledge that in Canada, the livestock sector is recognized as being among the most efficient and sustainable in the world, which is something we can be proud of. But the reality is that climate change doesn't stop at Canada's borders, or even at Richmond Hill's borders for that matter. So while I'm not trying to turn anyone into a vegan, in fact, I'm still going to go to Jay's Burger on Yonge Street and have a smash burger once in a while, which I'm sure is disappointing some of my, some of the plant-based people that are here today. But that's the reality, and I'm sure that's a reality for a lot of people. What I am trying to do is encourage a more plant-based approach wherever possible that can support our broader community energy and emissions plan, the climate goals that we have here in Richmond Hill. This is a global challenge, and leadership means showing that we're willing to take practical, responsible steps right here at the local level. So to be clear, this motion is about awareness and education. It's not about restrictions, and I hope you'll support my motion. Thank you.
Okay. Any objections? Okay, Mayor David, let's go ahead.
Well, thank you very much. And first of all, I want to thank Councillor Thompson for bringing forward this motion. I think this is a really good thing. And I'm actually surprised to see so few municipalities yet signing up. And so I think that's important for us to show our support so that that happens more, and that's great. I also do want to thank the plant-based treaty folks. I have to say, I meet lots and lots of different groups over in my life as mayor and so on, and you guys have really done a good job in arriving on my radar a little while ago, really working hard to develop relationships with both members of council, but also the members of our community. And I really applaud you for that, because, sometimes these organizations come in here storming in and expect everything to, happen all at once. And it doesn't work that way. And you guys have done the patient approach, and it's really a good advocacy approach. And I congratulate you all on that. I've learned a lot from you in that time. I mean, as opposed to barraging information, it's just been a patient process to help me and I'm sure many others to understand what you're all about. And it makes perfect sense to me. So congratulations on that. I agree with Councillor Thompson. The purpose of this motion really is for us to provide leadership at the local level. And the reason that that I think that's appropriate is that municipalities basically are on the ground with everything that happens, right? And food isn't necessarily the core mandate of a municipality, but it's one of the many, many, many things that touch us as councillors that we can deal with. And and honestly, we can chew gum and walk at the same time here. We can endorse this type of healthy eating and environmentally based eating, and also deliver sewage, water, police services, all that other stuff. I mean, we can do that. But there's no question in my mind that we've learned over the years that science says that there are health benefits to eating more plant-based and less animal products. There are definitely environmental benefits from doing the same. I mean, if the world, it's not to say that we're going to stop animal agriculture. We're not. It's not realistic. But over time, we can make shifts and changes in our choices that will actually make a positive difference. Will they save the world unto themselves? No, probably not. But that, with a bunch of other things that we're trying to do, will definitely have the potential to make the world better. And I think this is a good example of that. I do appreciate the York Region Federation of Agriculture sending the letter. I think they make some very good points here. And I think it's important, like as Councillor Thompson said, this is not about us going around converting everybody immediately to become vegan or vegetarian or whatever. I'll go to Jay's Burger, and I got to be honest with you, I kind of like chicken wings too. But I mean, people will continue to do that. But on the, when there's new and exciting foods to try that are plant-based, which I have done, and really have been quite surprised at how delicious they are, how, if you look at the nutrient value of that food, how good they are in so many ways for you. I think it's a service that we can offer to our residents to be able to say, hey, in case you didn't know about this, here's something that you might want to consider and try. So anyway, I do appreciate having the opportunity to endorse this today. And I really, I think it will be, I will be proud to be able to put our name on that list and provide our voice for any future advocacy that you do. So I'm pleased to see us dealing with this today, and we'll go from there. Thanks very much.
Okay, Councillor Davidson.
Thank you, through you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Councillor Thompson, for bringing this forward. And I've spent quite a bit of time thinking about it. And I can tell you unequivocally, personally, we have not eaten much red meat at our house for a very long time. I've learned all kinds of things about lentils and beans, and we cook differently. We all eat differently. But with regards to this and any motion, it boils down to my role, not as an individual citizen, but my role as a councillor. And my role as a councillor is to represent all the residents and the businesses in my ward. And that includes a butcher shop in my ward, a seafood shop in my ward, some very small mom and pop delis that sell meat, small supermarkets that sell halal and other special meats. So I can't escape the thought that this, for me to support, is actually voting against the interests of some of the people I represent. So unfortunately, I won't be able to support this motion, but I completely believe that this is a good idea for people to shift over. And that's my personal opinion, just as I think electric vehicles are better than gas cars in terms of the climate. But it's not for me to tell the residents how they live. And it's certainly not for me to vote against some of the businesses in York, in Ward 1. So I appreciate the effort, and my vote will be no, but for those reasons. Thank you.
Okay, Deputy Mayor David Chan.
Thank you very much, Mr. Oh, are you finished, Councillor Davidson? Mine is very short and simple. I echo what Councillor Thompson and Mayor West talk about, and I also thank the group, Climate Action, educating me for not just on this issue, but some other ones. And I saw some nodding, and it's certainly learning opportunity, engaging with the community, which I really enjoy. And I saw the highlight on the number 2, on the revised motion. And I was just happy to share, I think for the last 17 or whatever number of years, I've been holding Warsick Summerfest and now Spring Fair in May. I always have vegetarian burger as an option. So I'm all for it in terms of including, not excluding, including. And I think that's the idea. So I'm in support of the motion in front of us. Thank you.
Okay, so should we have a recorded vote or? Okay, so you want second?
Just a quick comment. I support this. I think Councillor Thompson for bringing it forward. I mean, I really don't understand. This is a very positive motion. We're going to encourage and promote, the inclusion of an option that's great for the planet and does our part and shows a leadership role. And if we're supporting a baseball diamond, we're not against hockey players. We want to help everyone. So I have no problems supporting this motion, and I think we need to take it for what it is. We're encouraging this very healthy practice.
Okay, Councillor Davidson? Okay, so I believe there's only one opposition from Councillor Davidson. All other in favor? Or should we do a? Okay, let's vote. Okay. All those in favor? Okay, any objections? One objection. So the motion passed.